Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hello, hey, how you doing? So today we're going to catch up on the results from the Nations League from the month of September, and if I've got time I'm going to do a little bit of a prediction for the next round of matches in October. I hope you enjoyed the matches. I certainly did as a Welshman. I thought we had a really good camp, and yeah, I'll report back all of my findings from the different games, talk about the scores, the scorers, the performances, the results, and hopefully find that nice and relaxing in this ASMR football video. Should we get started? I haven't got enough time today. I do want to talk about, if I can, really briefly, the South American World Cup qualifiers, because they were happening at the same time, and a couple of matches were happening in Asia for the World Cup as well, but I'm not sure I've got enough time to do it. Well, should we just start off with them really quick? The big news, of course, is that both Brazil and Argentina lost, and I think Brazil have now lost 4 of their last 5 matches, which is kind of big news. Or not one lot, 4 of their last 5. Oh no, hang on. So in World Cup qualification, they lost to Paraguay 1-0, so there they beat Ecuador, but there's Copa America, which they went out really early in. Lost to Argentina, lost to Colombia, lost to Uruguay. So yeah, it's 1 win. There was a draw against Venezuela there. So it's 1 win in their last, 6? So there's a little bit of a panic. Argentina also lost. Colombia, who beat them, are the in-form team in South America. They did lose the final of the Copa America to Argentina, unfortunately for them, because it would be lovely to see this Colombia side get some gold. James Rodriguez again was just outstanding. So Colombia doing really excitingly well before the next World Cup. Uruguay have got a really good team as well at the minute, and Paraguay have made some strides. They are up into the qualification spots. Venezuela hanging on there, Ecuador doing their thing. So yeah, that's the news generally from South America, and yeah. And if we look really briefly at the World Cup qualification in Asia in the finals, or last but one stage I should say, the top 2 will qualify, and the 3rd and 4th will go into another playoff round. So we've got 3 groups, and I think the big news is Uzbekistan and Iran doing very well. I've tipped in this new system with extra places Uzbekistan to qualify for the first time ever. They're usually the team that misses out at the last minute. I think this is their year. I'm really shocked to see Qatar with no wins so far. They've got 1 draw and a loss. UAE are doing okay with 1 win and 1 loss. Group 2, Jordan is ahead of South Korea, but only just 1 win and a draw for both of those. And I think the big one in Group C, Japan with 2 wins out of 2 and 12 goals in their goal difference, so they are winning easily. Saudi Arabia in 2nd, but the big news is Australia, who lost their opening match and then drew their last one to Indonesia, which was very unfancied. So they lost at home to Bahrain, and then drew away 0-0 to Indonesia. The next game is against bottom of the table China, but then they're away to Japan. So I hope the Socceroos pick up quickly, because it would be a massive shock, absolutely massive. I can't see it staying this way. Surely the quality of the Australia team compared to some of the teams in this, I would say Japan were always my favourites. Saudi Arabia I thought could be between 2 and 3, but for me Australia should be 2nd in this group, and yeah, that was a bit shocking for me to see that. Okay, so that is the news from there. Let's go to League A in the Nations League then. I did project that Portugal would win 2 games. I didn't think... Did I say that Scotland would lose both? I think I might have. I was really... The game between Poland and Scotland, I have to say, as a neutral, erring on the side of caution there. Obviously I support Scotland to an extent, but as a sort of neutral officially, it was a fantastic match to watch. Also, as a self-confessed Roma fan, where has that Nikola Zalewski been? He always plays so well. He was absolutely man of the match against Scotland. He got the penalty that Lewandowski scored, and then he both won the second penalty and then scored it in the 97th minute. He was outstanding, and he was just running at them all day long, running back and defending, running forward. Guys, he does not play like that for Roma. He looks terrible. He always plays well for Poland, though. And apparently we tried to get rid of him to go to Fenerbahce, and he said no, so he's like not even playing for us, and he played like that. Crazy. So sorry to Scotland. They had a terrible window, bless them. It was quite heartbreaking. They lost in the 97th minute of 8 injury minutes, and then they were beating Portugal. I watched both their matches in the window, and to be honest, I thought, they were going to hold out. I talked to my brother before, and I said, oh God, it's going to be like 4-0 to Portugal, and he said to me, no, if someone's going to get a result against Portugal, it could be Scotland, because they'll dig in deep, they'll defend really well, particularly in the wide areas, and Portugal only really have a plan A. And to be honest, that kind of was the case. It was just Ronaldo, Fernandez's goal was deflection, and then Ronaldo's Ronaldo, isn't he? So that's his, 900th goal. He's setting records still all the time. So I'm really sorry, Scotland, you had a heartbreaking window. Congrats to Croatia, however, who narrowly lost to Portugal, and then beat Poland in a very back and forth match. I think up until the goal it was 50-50, and then Croatia they were all over Poland from what I could see. So yeah, it was a really interesting match, quite fun to watch when I was turning over back and forth. All the matches, incidentally, in the UK at least, were, apart from the home nations, which we could already see on BBC, they were all on Viaplay for free on YouTube. So I just opened up YouTube and flicked between the matches to see the goals. So yeah, that was really cool. Didn't have to pay anything to see the matches. Okay, next up is Group 2. And Italy had a fantastic window. I said that they would lose in France, and I couldn't have been more wrong. 3-1 away from home. And I said in the last video that I asked my Italian subscribers, is France your number one arch enemy, your sort of biggest opponent in football? And they said yes, but we aren't theirs. So it means a lot more to the Italians, and it was a bit of a shock for the French. And then they went on, and they were drawing at one point with, oh no, they weren't, because it was a goal. Yeah, so it was 2-0 at one point, and then Israel got back into it. Israel, I think, came out quite well of this window. They, yes, they got 2 losses, as I was expecting, but they hung in for quite a while against Belgium. Let's have a look. So it was 1-1 at one point, and then Tielemans scored a second, and De Bruyne scored a penalty to get it 3-1. So let's have a look at the stats. I didn't watch this match. Oh yeah, so Belgium were all over them by the looks of it. But, they didn't, they weren't hammered in the scoreline. And, yeah, France, I think, were a bit shocked by the first match. So in the second one, they beat Belgium 2-0. I saw the highlight of that match, and Belgium had their chances, I'll be honest. France obviously were the better team, at home as well. But I thought Belgium missed a couple of opportunities, and I think if they can try and be more clinical in front of goal, then there's always an opportunity. And then later on it got a little bit chaotic because France were really attacking them as they tried to get an equaliser, so the game plan went out the window a little bit. But yeah, up to that point I thought Belgium were 50-50, but then France could have flooded them at the end with shots and opportunities. Was it Dembele? I thought he had an absolutely outstanding match. He scored the second. Yeah, Dembele. He was ripping them apart in the end. His goal was an individually beautiful goal as well. Okay, next up is Group 3, the big match between the Netherlands and Germany. So Netherlands is, they would say that Germany is their number one sort of arch enemy in football. What's the word? Derby opponents, I suppose. So yeah, that's always a really interesting match. Bosnia, I said they could get something against Hungary. I didn't think they would. So I was a bit worried that they would be thrashed. And I did say the Dutch are an amazing team when they're on their game. And 5-2, I thought, oh no, I'm unfortunately right for a change. That's a bit embarrassing. But then a 0-0 away to Hungary is a big bonus point. And, Hungary did have the better of it, obviously. But yeah, this Bosnian team who find themselves in Group A are doing really, really well on the face of it. So well done to them. And the Germany-Netherlands match was, I didn't see it all, but I kept updated on the score, and obviously it was back and forth. The Dutch went ahead, then Germany went ahead, and then through Dumfries they equalised. So it's always going to be an exciting game. Look at those yellow cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're all for the Germans. Really strange. So, then Group 4, and now I've seen a couple of your comments, and you're fair. The Danish are absolutely right to call me out. I was really negative about this Danish team, but they are looking very strong. What I did get right, however, if I'm being smug, was the fact that Serbia do have, and I said Serbia can get a result against Spain because they have the quality to do so. If they conceded one, I could see them falling apart, but the 0-0 did not shock me at all. Obviously the stats are insane, 74% possession to the away side, but 1.2 predicted goals to 1.39, so they had their chances, and it could have been a bit of a shock opener if Serbia had won, but I would not have been too surprised. But let's talk about Denmark. They found their groove again. A 2-0 win, very respectable against a Swiss side that I rate. Although that Swiss side had 2 red cards. Good old Arsenal version of Granit Xhaka coming up there. And then 2-0 against Serbia. Oh, they had obviously 0-0, and that's what I was predicting. This Grönbeck has had a bit of a sort of a good effect on the national team, it seems. So well done to him. So that is Group A. If I had to do a quick predictions, I would say France to win against Israel. At the minute, I think Italy can beat Belgium. Germany will get a high score against Bosnia, unfortunately. I think after Hungary's performance against Bosnia, the Netherlands will also do quite well out in Hungary. Croatia-Scotland will be very interesting. Scotland have to start picking up points to avoid getting relegated automatically. So can they do it as Croatia? I think the best they can hope for is either a 0-0 or try and hit them on the break, because Croatia will obviously control play. Modric had a fantastic game against Poland with that free kick goal. I think Croatia are going to win. Sorry, Scotland. Poland-Portugal will be interesting because Poland aren't as defensive as they have been. But Portugal I really rate, so I'm thinking Portugal win. Serbia-Switzerland, right now, based on those previous results, I think Serbia will get the win here. And then Spain-Denmark will be very interesting. Can Denmark do something? Normally I'd say no, but you never know. You never know. Denmark are in form, aren't they? So, and then Belgium-France as the return leg, so maybe Belgium can get something out of that. Bosnia-Hungary. Bosnia have got to hope to get a point again against Hungary to stop coming bottom. Germany-Netherlands. Netherlands are away, so Germany the favourites, but maybe another draw. Italy-Israel, I think Italy will win that. Poland-Croatia, maybe Poland can get the win as their home team this time. Scotland-Portugal, Scotland got to hope for a draw in that one, surely. I think that's the best they can manage. Spain-Serbia again, Spain to win. And Switzerland-Denmark, on form, Denmark to win. Okay, let's take a look at Group B. That's where my team is hiding. Okay, quick outline. Georgia had a fantastic window. Ukraine had a terrible one. So the results were that Georgia won both their matches. They went away to Albania, which I think is a very, very big achievement. Excuse me, that's not the one. Oh god, my pen's playing up. And they beat Czechia, which I was very surprised at, 4-1. So yeah, that really shocked me. Well done to Georgia. They look to have taken massive confidence for their performance in the Euros. England beat Ireland. The irony, the fact that the two players that scored, Rice scored first and then set up Grealish for his, and they both have played for Ireland, at least under 21s in Grealish case, and Rice for the main team in friendlies only. So that was rubbing salt in the wounds. And then Greece beat Finland quite easily, 3-0. I said the Greece were looking good at the moment. Albania beating Ukraine 2-1. Okay, and then let's have a little look at the winning group. Oops. So that's Group B, Group 2, excuse me. Slovenia, Norway, Austria, Kazakhstan. So Norway had a little bit of an up and down window. Slovenia did well, as I was predicting. Austria didn't do as well as I was thinking. We'll look at the scores in a second. And then this one went pretty much the way I thought it was going to go, with Turkey looking really good, Wales really impressing me, Iceland doing quite well, and Montenegro looking at the bottom. So that's the way I think the table will actually end. We'll talk about it in more detail in a second. So, Wales had a 0-0 against Turkey, but really missed opportunity to win. 10-man Turkey, and we bossed possession and had 2.49 expected goals compared to their 0.7. They only had 5 shots on goal, 1 on target, and that was right at the end of the match. Header straight at Danny Ward. Ramsey, Cardiff fans will understand this. Ramsey missed about 3. What was it? Total shots 5. Shot accuracy 1 out of 4. Big chances missed 2. He should have had 2 goals at least. Yeah. So if we had put a striker on rather than take the risk with Ramsey, I think we would have won the match. Not that we've got lots of strikers, to be honest. If Bale had been playing, obviously we'd have won. Turkey looked quite shell-shocked by our tactics, our new tactics of pressing high. It was so entertaining. I loved every second of it as a Welshman. Slovenia, Austria 1-1. Iceland beat Montenegro. I think that'll do them really well. The big shock was Kazakhstan against Norway. The Norwegian team, particularly Haaland, were blasted in the Norwegian press for that result and their performance. And then the second match is Wales beat Montenegro in a chaotic match in torrential rain. Cracking long-distance goal from Harry Wilson to win it. Montenegro could have got easily some points. They hit the post like twice, one from the halfway line. Norway then beat Austria, which I was really shocked at, so that the kick up the bum did them all the world of good. Haaland scored in that one. Slovenia beat Kazakhstan 3-0, and Turkey beat Iceland 3-1. And as we previously discussed, Georgia beat Albania, but Czechia managed to beat Ukraine, which I thought was very even on paper. England then beat Finland 2-0 without any issues, and Ireland unfortunately lost to Greece at home 2-0. And they're already starting to panic a little bit. So I really hope the Irish can turn it around in the next round of matches. Okay, so let's look at those next round of matches. Austria, I could see them beating Kazakhstan quite heavily. England will have a little bit, I think it's 2-1 against Greece. Greece is definitely the better team in this group. Ireland have got to go for the win away in Finland. Norway will struggle against Slovenia, but they might get a draw. Czechia, Albania. Albania might win on the break, so 1-0 to Albania or something. Wales, Iceland, we have to try and win away from home, so I hope that's what's going to happen, but Iceland away is tricky. They're a good team. Turkey should beat Montenegro quite easily, 3-0. Ukraine, Georgia. I fear for Ukraine at the minute, and Georgia are looking hot, so I think Georgia away will win. And then Kazakhstan to lose against Slovenia, England to win quite handsomely against Finland, Austria, Norway I can see being a draw at home, or Austria to win, and then Greece, Ireland. I'm sorry, Ireland. I think Greece at home are too hard. And then on Monday, the 14th, Georgia, Albania. I think Albania will be out to get a result, maybe a draw in this one. Turkey to win away in Iceland, maybe. We could do us a favour and get a draw, please, Iceland. Ukraine will beat Czechia, I think, and we should beat Montenegro at home. And then Kazakhstan, Austria, Austria to win. Oh no, that's November. We'll leave that for now. Okay, I'm going to go over Group C and D really quickly. Sweden are back, although to be honest, this was always going to be an easy group for them. As I said, Slovakia shouldn't, neither of those teams should really be in Group C. So they both did well. Romania obviously should do well in this group. They shouldn't be down there. I think Romania could be in Group A, to be honest. Kosovo did quite well. Cyprus surprised me. They got a win. Belarus really surprised me. They did not lose. They're unbeaten. Northern Ireland had an up and down window. Easy win against Luxembourg, but then a sobering loss to Bulgaria when they made a mistake at the back. They really should have got a draw in that match, although there were points where Bulgaria were all over them. So big up to Belarus. I said they'd come bottom of this group. And then lastly, a bit of a mixed bag in this one, but as expected, North Macedonia, Armenia and Latvia, leaving the Faroe Islands down the bottom. I did actually know that, take that back, I said Latvia would be fourth, and they beat Faroe Islands, so well done to them. And to finish off, San Marino. We have to talk about San Marino, guys. That is their first competitive win. So they beat Liechtenstein in a friendly. That's the only win they've ever had in the history. How long have they been going? Like, is it 20, 30, 40 years? I can't even remember. And this is their first ever competitive win. So the worst side in the world have got their first competitive win. Congratulations. And Moldova quite easily being top of their group. So congrats to them. I think they're far too good to be down in Group D. It's a bit of a shame for them. Okay, and that is that. Thank you so much. Click like if you enjoyed it. Click subscribe if you're new to the channel for more videos like this. I've got loads of videos coming up soon, but I'm on holiday for a week, so they'll be a little while. So I'm going to do the kits for the Premier League, I promise, and I'm going to do some more results videos of the last weekend. Okay, I'll try and catch up with those when I get back from my holidays. Take care, everyone. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think of the matches, and I'll speak very